Old acquaintances met for their first Premier League encounter when Jurgen Klopp welcomed Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side to Anfield back on New Year's Eve. Jorginho Wijnaldum's goal made it 1-0 for Liverpool, giving Klopp first blood over Pep in England.
I think the two managers as well, when you look at Guardiola and you look at Klopp, them two, for me, they're great characters of the game and, great ambassadors for the game, really, the way they're trying to play football. So I think them two are against each other, and I think the players have a lot to prove. I think both defences aren't brilliant, so there could be goals. I think that's two things we have to sort out. But I think Liverpool last year was one of their best performances was at the Etihad, and also this year at Anfield. Wijnaldum scored a great header from a great cross early on in the game, and I think it's got all the ingredients for probably a high-scoring game. But obviously we've seen them games before, like the Liverpool Man United game ended up, a lot of talk about it before the game ended up 0-0. But this game, I think we're going to see goals. I think it's a real. The strikers that could be on the show that really interest me. I just think whoever defends best on the day might end up with the result.
They've done it at Anfield earlier on the season, went behind early 1-0, and then struggled, got back into a bit second half, but struggled to break them down. The Chelsea game, where they absolutely battered Chelsea, went 2-1 down, heads went down a little bit, but now they're showing that, as well as having all the attacking flair going forward, that they're a bit more of a team and a bit more together than what I feel that they were at the start of the season.
Goals win games, so the pundits tell us. So with Sergio Aguero and Sadio Mane both on 12 so far this season, could this one be a high-scoring affair?
The way Sterling and Sané are playing at the minute, Raheem, if he's not scoring goals, he's assisting. Sané, now that he's got a run of games in there, he's just looking sensational at the minute. You talk about pace and power, quick feet, and I think the scary thing is there's still so much more to come from him. And the big thing for me is Sergio Aguero's got that bit back between his teeth. And people were saying he's had a bad season. He's only come into it now. He's got 23, 24 goals already. And if that's a bad season, and we're only in the middle of March, I think the pressure and getting left out of Gabriel Jesus being there has maybe made him realise exactly what Pep Guardiola wants. I mean, I've never seen Sergio Aguero work as hard as he has done in the last 4 or 5 weeks, and he's getting rewards with it because he's getting his goals again.
I mean, listen, if we could have an Ian Rush or Robbie Fowler back at this stage, they'd score a bundle of goals. I'm sure of it. I think every team craves that 20 goals a season, man. Regular. But I think we're chipping in from different. I mean, Mane's our top goal scorer, and he's not a centre forward. He's coming out. He's coming in from wide. I think after that you got Firmino and Coutinho. But we haven't really got that finisher for me still. I think that's one thing we'll try and get. I mean, Daniel Sturridge, you never know if he's going to be fit, but probably is the best natural goal scorer at the club. But you can't rely on Daniel to be fit every week. So I think that's an area that the manager is certainly looking at, and certainly to bring someone in at some point. At the start, before the start of next season, I'd expect a centre forward to be bought.
Liverpool are currently 4th in the Premier League, just 1 point off City. But since playing them back in December, Klopp's men have shipped in 14 goals in just 8 Premier League games.
Probably everyone's first choice partnership is Lovren and Matip, but I think Klavan's done all right, and I think he's more of a defender than either. I think the other two, Matip and Lovren, are more ball-playing centre-backs, whereas I think Klavan's an out-and-out defender. So I'd personally like to see him be given a chance with either one of them, and he's done all right with Matip last week. And I think if Lovren's fit, he'll probably come back in, but I think Klavan will be a little bit unlucky to be left out.
I feel the way Sané or Sterling are playing at the minute. That Liverpool's fullbacks, Klein I think's a good player, but is much better going forward. James Milner's done an unbelievable job filling in at left back, but I just think the way Sané and Sterling are playing, swapping over, they're not making it predictable for teams anymore. And the main catalyst of all that for me is David Silva, the way he's playing at the minute. As soon as he gets the ball, Sterling and Stanley are coming in off the lines, they're staying wide, they're asking all sorts of questions of the fullbacks, and I think that's where City will get a lot of joy on Sunday.
Pep Guardiola can't be happy to be 10 points behind Chelsea at this point in the season. But has he misjudged the Premier League, or are the personnel here at the Etihad just wrong for him?
The last 6 weeks they're playing some unbelievable football, especially going forward, and I think Pep is getting the sort of play and the sort of tempo to the game that he's always wanted, and I think Leroy Sané has been a big part of that since he's come into the team.
Did he really know what he's walking into the Premier League?
You see, Pete, I think he did. I think it was difficult for him to come out at the start of the season and sort of put a negative spin on it by saying that City possibly wouldn't win the league. As the manager of City and the reputation he's had to come out and say that they want to win the league, they want to win the Champions League and everything else. But I think deep down, if you asked him, and I don't buy into this, that the Premier League's took him by surprise, because he's such an intelligent guy. And I think he knows that. I think he knows he's probably 4 or 5 players short of where he wants to be. But it would have been so difficult, almost impossible, in the summer for him to come in and get rid of 15 players and replace them with 15 players. You know, you just can't do that anymore. So I think he strengthened in the positions that he felt. He bought young and youth and pace. And Sane already had Sterling there, Gabriel Jesus. John Stones was still a young boy when he came in, knowing that he had a job to build a team for the future.
So I think Joe Hart, you know, he's a top goalkeeper, and he's just obviously didn't work out for him at Man City for whatever reason. People talk about because he's not good enough on the floor with the ball, but I think for a goalkeeper sometimes you should be judged what you can do with your hands as well. But you know, certain managers like the goalkeepers to play out from the back as well.
If he got another chance to go to Anfield, would you urge Joe Hart to do that?
Listen, it's, you know, I know from experience, it's an amazing club. I think they're going in the right direction under Jurgen Klopp. If Joe got a chance, I think he'd probably jump at it to get back to the Premier League with a club like Liverpool. He's won the league with City, so I think when you get players in that have won the league, they know what it's all about. I think he'd be a great addition to the Liverpool squad. But I think going over to Italy as well for him might, you know, helped him with, you know, seeing a different league, seeing a different environment. But for me personally, I think I'd like to see Joe Hart in the Premier League. If he's at Liverpool, I think it'd be a good signing for the club.
Who's going to get top 4, Liverpool or Man City, or can both do it?
I think both can do it. I think Tottenham, just purely because of their home form, are nailed in. Obviously Chelsea are up there, and I worry for Arsenal, my old club. I really do. You know, there's not a very good vibe down there at the minute. A lot of big games coming up for all the teams. I think City will be in there, without a shadow of a doubt, and obviously that's, I've got to say that, because it's a team of support. Big week for City coming up next week. You know, they've got Champions League game, and Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea, and that'll define where Man City's going to finish.
Where's your money going on this game? I mean, look back, lost at Anfield. You owe them.
Yeah, I just think Man City, you know, and that's not because any bias. I've seen their last few games. I've been at the Etihad recently, you know, and people are saying that their home form's not been great. They've only lost once all season at home, and that was to Chelsea. In a game after about 60-65 minutes that they were comfortable and should have won. But the front three, the ammunition that they're getting behind them, I can see there being a lot of goals, but I can see City winning.
Would you swap Pep for Klopp?
No.
Is this a battle for 4th, do you think, or what? It could end up that way, couldn't it?
It could, yeah. I mean, I expect us both to be in the top 4. I really do. Along with obviously Chelsea and Tottenham. I think that would be the top 4 personally, but we need to prove that. And I think we've always done all right, as you mentioned earlier, against the top 6, and we have to do that again on Sunday. I mean, City are playing very, very well at the moment. A lot of good players going forward. All the strikers seem to be firing all cylinders, and Liverpool have to defend well. But like I said as well, we can cause them problems at the other end.
Imagine we get the moths off Dickie's wallet and I borrow £5. Where's your money on them? Where's it going to be won and lost?
I think whoever defends better will win the game. I think there will be goals in it. I generally think Liverpool edge it. I've had my bet, you know, me treble, and I put Liverpool in it. I think Liverpool will just edge this game. I've seen the game at Anfield. I thought Liverpool shut them out pretty well at Anfield, and obviously Wijnaldum scoring that great header. And obviously Etihad last season was one of Liverpool's best performances, so they don't fear coming here. They're coming here with a good record against Man City. I think over the years, even going back plenty of years, Liverpool have always done quite well against Man City, and I fancy us to do well again on Sunday.
Klopp and Guardiola's record in the Bundesliga was 4-4, but which way will it go here on Sunday? Check out all the latest odds on betsafe.com, and remember, you've got to be in it to win it.